From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News Weekend Edition.
Good evening and welcome to our Saturday edition of the Fbx Evening News. I'm Katie Looper. Our top story tonight. The Alaska Senate approved an operating budget that would cut $47 million in public education funding, reject pay raises for public employees, and otherwise make deeper agency cuts than the House. The 16-4 vote followed hours of debate yesterday. The budget was cut by about $100 million from what the House approved and $470 million off Governor Walker's proposed spending plan. Reconsideration was served, meaning the bill can be voted on again. The operating budget is likely bound for a conference committee where differences between the House and Senate versions will be worked out. Senate Democrats unsuccessfully sought to restore cuts to education funding. Senate Finance Co-Chair Pete Kelly says these are tough times, while the Senate minority likened the last-minute education cuts to an ambush.
Has that been a fair and upfront process with the people of Alaska? When you do the same thing and you spring it on them at the last minute, literally, oh, by the way, we're going to cut $47.5 million out of public education.
We followed the rules. We did what was in the best interest of the state of Alaska, and we did it as colleagues. And I think the people of Alaska, as we go to the next step, beyond the conference committee, beyond the signing of the bill, and that is FY17.
With tomorrow being Easter, eggs will be hidden for the kids while families attend brunches. But tomorrow morning will also be a time when many will gather in a special place to welcome the day's first sunlight. Mike Schultz has more.
Tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., this empty bridge will be filled end to end with people of all denominations celebrating the first rays of the Easter sun. Bill Bobel, along with pastors of various churches, plan this event every year.
Actually, they had Easter sunrise services here on this river back from about 1938, and we wanted to revitalize that tradition. And I think it's with William Ransom Wood putting this bridge out here, I think it's a perfect centerpiece. It combines the community, the north side, the south side, all on this bridge, and I thought this is a great place for it to get together. You're met with a warming tent on both sides that has coffee, hot chocolate, hot cross buns, cinnamon rolls, and it's warm. What happens is at 7 o'clock, we start this function with the Catholic Church, and Father Baylor starts ringing the bells, calling the people to worship. And then at the same time, we blow the shofar, which is a Jewish Israeli horn that they used to call people to worship at the same time. And as soon as that stops, we'll have a procession from both sides of the bridge. Praise dancers will come up and they'll be twirling and moving to the sound of the music and drawing attention to us. And the people will already be on the bridge. And then we have the congregation people. There will be, actually churches will have some congregation members that'll be here and singing. And we have the band that plays. And everybody will get a songbook and a program of how of who's going to do what when, and everybody sings. It's not just the people that are up here, so everybody is involved in this, and it makes it just for a real joyful event.
Well, I've been a part of it for the last couple of years, and I just, like was said before, I just enjoy all the churches coming together in unity and different cultures and everything joining together to worship and to celebrate the Easter season and the resurrection of the Lord Jesus Christ.
The celebration is seeing people come from all over the city and perhaps as far as North Pole or maybe even further, and looking forward to this moment each year.
So if you're looking for an opportunity to show your appreciation for Easter, be an early riser and join your fellow residents.
The United States has a population of wild wood bison for the first time in more than 100 years. It was quite a sight yesterday when 100 wood bison that had been kept in temporary pens near Shigallik for just over a week were led by Alaska Department of Fish and Game biologist Tom Seaton across the Anoka River to freedom. Seton opened the gates to temporary pens and called the bison to follow his snow machine, something they had been conditioned to do over the past decade at the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center. Each of the 100 bison is wearing a radio collar. The herd will be monitored intensively over the next 2 years to learn where it roams and what its effects on the habitat will be.
You think back 100 and some years ago when the last bison died in Alaska, that was a sad day, you know, and then today's a happy day.
It was really, really satisfying to see those animals come up over the edge of the meadow that we were at, and they're free. You know, they've been in captivity for a long time, so that was, I'm speechless. That's priceless to see something like that.
And when we come back, Alaska State Troopers search for a walk away from the North Star Center. Also, time is running out to get your Ice Classic tickets. Stay with us. Welcome back. Alaska State Troopers are seeking the public's assistance in locating a walkaway from the North Star Center. According to a release, 30-year-old Jonathan Stanton of North Pole left the center where he was being incarcerated. Stanton has a criminal history, including charges of failure to stop and theft. If you have more information on Stanton's whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Alaska State Troopers at 451-5100. And tomorrow is the last day to purchase tickets for the Nenana Ice Classic. The annual event is considered Alaska's favorite guessing game, and thousands participate each year. Tickets are available at many locations throughout the interior, including outlets in North Pole, Tok, Delta Junction, Fort Yukon, McGrath, and Galena. In 2014, the Ice Classic actually ran out of tickets after printing a whopping 300,000, with a record sales value of over $363,000. This year, many of those betting say it's a challenge due to its unseasonably warm temperatures. Arctic Man is right around the corner, and whether you're competing or just heading down to join in on the fun, there's a chance you might leave a little dehydrated. A local doctor is traveling to the Hoodoo Mountains this year to help restore people's fluids lost over the weekend. Dr. Michael Finch from Concierge Medicine of Alaska will be selling rehydrating IVs out of what he is calling the Hangover Relief RV. Finch aims to help spectators enjoy their time at Arctic Man and avoid issues related to dehydration, such as distracted driving. The IVs come with a price tag of $50 a stick. Fitch says his goal is to promote health and safety, not to give people an excuse to act irresponsibly.
Because dehydration can cause a lot of confusion, there are a lot of accidents that also happen. We'll bring a person to our camper and place a small IV, which will then be able to give them fluid directly into their bloodstream. This is really helpful because a lot of times when a person is really dehydrated, they're too sick to drink fluids, and in this way, we can replace that fluid in less than an hour.
The steel pan, often referred to incorrectly as the steel drum, emerged from the Caribbean island of Trinidad and Tobago. And this week, a special guest originally from that twin island country came to West Valley High School for a week of master classes. Today, students from West Valley and members of the community group called Cold Steel joined together for one final performance. They spent the week with Liam Teague, the head of steel band studies at the Northern Illinois University and a traveling soloist. The students learned a few songs in advance, and then when Teague arrived, he smoothed things out by teaching the kids new tricks and details about the instrument, along with its origin and cultural history.
And see how the two sort of intertwine.
But it's been great. It's been great because everybody's so enthusiastic about the instrument, and as it's the national instrument of the country from which I hail, you know, that makes me even happier, you know, and just to be able to spread the gospel of the steel pan, because many people don't realize its true potential, but this is one of the most unique and profound instruments in the world. So I consider myself to be an unofficial cultural ambassador to Trinidad and Tobago.
After watching dog mushing competitions over the winter, kids seized the opportunity today to try it out for themselves. Children rode in dog sleds at the 18th annual Mush for Kids event at Pioneer Park. Alaska Children's Trust hosts this event with families in mind. Children's Trust is about preventing child abuse and neglect, and the idea of today's event was to provide a fun day for families and kids to spend quality time together. This year they've incorporated free dog sled rides, dog petting areas, and obstacle courses. And inside they had a stage with several performances and about 20 local agencies focused on family services. Each booth provided an activity to entertain the kids while the parents were able to collect information from local resources.
I think the athletics department they've helped with this event for years, and it's just something that we all really enjoy. It's a really fun community service event. It's fun to be here with the kids and the dogs, so it's an easy thing to volunteer for.
I got to go into the dog mushers. Now I think I've been on it like 3 times and say show. This is like your second time. I told them that it was fast and fun, and sometimes the driver would ask you to lean left or right.
One of the greatest things about this event is it's really community oriented. So a big shout out to Pogo Mine for their support and all the other funders. The community rallied around this event and has made it possible, so thank you.
Mike Fussel's up next with the latest interior sports action. He'll have a look at the local table tennis tournament after the break.
Welcome back, Interior Alaska. Mike Fussell here with your weekend sports roundup. Competitors in the 80th International Bonspiel are now on their 3rd day of curling. Team McPhee, Rich, Sias, and Berklid have climbed their way to the men's A bracket Final 4. The women's A group championship match has been decided as well. It will showcase Team Snyder and Milne. Curling will continue into its 4th day on Sunday. A closing banquet and award ceremony will take place at 5 o'clock Sunday evening. Check back for complete results Monday during the Weekend Sports Recap with Joe Cook. And around 100 runners shook off the rust from the winter season at today's Spring Fling race. The 5K competition, sponsored by Running Club North, started and finished at the Patty Center. The course was a fast out-and-back trip and relatively flat around the UAF campus area. The event was free, but donations were being accepted as a fundraiser for the Lathrop High School cross-country team. Ross McBougle crossed the finish line well ahead of the rest of the pack. He says he just feels lucky he got to run the course after racing to get to the starting line earlier in the morning.
I just got here just in the nick of time, so considering that, I'm pretty pleased that I was able to do it in the first place, But yeah, it's an awesome day out here and perfect temperature for running.
Interior table tennis players came to the Patty Center armed with paddles to duke it out in the Jerry Smith Alaska Hardbat Championships this weekend, and the KTVF sports team was there to check out the action.
It takes precision, patience, and a bit of humility. Hardbat is a form of table tennis played with a less modified paddle that lacks the foam layer found in modern ping pong. Tournament director Rick Robertson says the different paddle helps level the playing field.
It doesn't have all the spin and stuff that you see today in the modern game. So it's really a throwback game, and it kind of evens things out for everybody.
The game has made its